Welcome, everyone. My name is Lorena Carroll, and I welcome you to this presentation this evening. I am a wellness consultant and also a certified teacher of Transcendental Meditation. It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening. So my topic, I thought for this evening would be healthy tips for traveling, how to overcome jet lag. I just came back from Ireland, so I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to share my experience with you and the things that I did to help my trip go more smoothly. And I also lived overseas. I lived in Germany for 10 years, so I was used to coming back and forth. And of course, that jet lag is just horrible, especially on long trips. But even just short 2-3 hour trips, if you're just going to visit somebody, and also car trips. I'm going to first talk about when you're flying and things that you can do, but then also we'll eventually then close with some healthy tips when you're in a car, because obviously when you're in a car, you can take more with you. You have access to maybe a cooler to bring more healthy drinks and snacks, so it might be a little bit easier, but it's not impossible on an airplane to bring food, and you actually can have 2 bags, your two carry-on bags, but you're also allowed to have an extra food bag. And I don't know if any of you knew that. And you can check with the airlines, but most airlines are doing that. I travel, a couple of times a year. And so I have family that lives, in different parts of the country. So I do these with different airlines, these short trips quite frequently. So I think you will find that you're able to, and the reason why I say that is because I know it's also tight with the packing, but you want to have just maybe, maybe this size, you can bring some food, because the airplane food is really not good. Sometimes, in the pinch, you can eat the snacks, but sometimes the meals are not bad. If you do go on longer trips, they don't really give meals anymore, and they'll give you cheese and crackers and sometimes hummus. I've actually been surprised at how nice it actually is. It's better than it used to be, the airplane food, but it's still not ideal. So you're not allowed to have liquids, but you can have solid food. So I do try to prepare food in the morning. Now, most of you, be too rushed and stressed to do that, but maybe even the day before, to have sandwiches or something prepared. Of course, more warm foods is really appropriate for this traveling, because what happens is when you fly, you increase the Vata dosha. And for those of you that don't understand me, you can go to my website and find out all about the bodily humors, these Vata, Pitta, Kapha, these different doshas. So Vata is the leading dosha, and it pulls the other doshas out of balance. And when you travel and it's, movement and kind of, being high up in the air on an airplane, there's also something about the electromagnetic field that's exhausting, because you're coming in a different pressure from the normal, being on Earth. You're going up higher, and so, atmospheric pressure and things like that are affecting you. And of course, the electromagnetic field, it's actually better to fly at night or very, very early in the morning when it's dark out. When it's light out and you're on longer flights, you'll actually have more jet lag, because you're getting more of that electromagnetic field that is more dangerous and fatiguing at higher altitudes. That's why if you're going to be on higher altitudes, it's actually better just to, fly. Now, I understand that's not going to be possible, so that's why I'm giving you all these tips. But if you're able to go a little bit later on your flight, or maybe even 4 o'clock, 3-4 o'clock, that'll help you to not get so much of that sun. Or even if it's not sunny, you're still getting that daylight electromagnetic field. But aside from that, you want to be nourished. You've heard about hydrating yourself and staying hydrated. It's so key. Don't feel bad if you have to use the restroom a lot because you're drinking a lot. I know a lot of people don't want to drink because they don't want to have to use the restroom, and they don't want to have to be getting up a lot. But it's good to get up when you're on the plane, because then you're walking around and you won't get stiff. So it'll actually be very beneficial, but you do need to drink more, and that will mean that you will be going to the restroom more frequently. But definitely start your hydration even early that morning or the day before. You could even try having a coconut water either before your flight or when you get there. And then herbal teas are really great. Ginger tea, ginger's great for that nausea, that horrible feeling when you're on the plane. So I would, highly recommend that. But bring some, nuts and seeds and fruits and some really nice, but also oily foods, believe it or not, because Vata is dry in nature. You want to have more unctuous food. So when you get to your destination, I always naturally, instinctively load up on, believe it or not, butter, or I love clarified butter, ghee. So it just depends where I am, what I get. But you want to increase oils. You want to actually add some olive oil to your meal. Just if you go out to eat, ask the waiter, oh, could you just bring a little jar of olive oil? And they'll bring it to the table. And if they didn't bring it to begin with, depending upon what the restaurant is, olive oil, butter. And butter is not the enemy. If you want to listen to some of my other videos, for some of you, butter is not great. Ghee is much, much better. Clarified butter, when you cook it with the vegetables, it's not going to increase your cholesterol. But just for a short week trip or a few day trip, have some butter. It's good for the brain, because I know you can't get ghee and you can't maybe be cooking your own food. But definitely just get some good oils and just get what you can, because that will reduce the Vata dosha and really ground you. You need grounding foods. So make sure you eat your 3 meals a day, and then whatever, if you're hungry, in between your snacks. When you board the plane, like I said, be well hydrated, have your foods there, eat like you would normally eat, whatever the meal is for that particular time. But if you're going to a different time zone, even if it's 1 or 2 hours off, get immediately into that time zone. Many of you have heard me talk about Ayurvedic daily routine, being in bed by 10 p.m. So get into bed by 10 p.m., no matter where you are. Of course, if there's a party, a special occasion, you're going to be up late. That'll be a different circumstance. So that's fine. But if you have control over it, just tell people you're tired, you're jet lagged. You really have to take charge of your life when you are traveling. If you have other people with you or family members, make sure that they don't try to control the agenda for the day completely when it doesn't involve good health, because you will not enjoy the trip and you will be miserable. So make sure that you have your 3 meals a day. If those people don't want to eat with you and they're not hungry, that's fine. But you need to have your 3 meals, and have lunch around noon or 1 o'clock. Don't delay too long. Have your dinner between 5 and 7 p.m. Have your snacks in between, and just keep on that routine, and you're going to adjust quite well. Now, in terms of hydration, things that dehydrate us would be alcohol, caffeine, sugar. When people go out of town and they are tired, then they tend to actually have more of those things. But you'll feel better, a little bit less alcohol, don't have carbonated drinks. You don't have to reduce the caffeine, but don't have more caffeine than you normally would, and drink 1 cup of water for every cup of caffeine that you have. Cardamom powder will actually reduce the negative effects of the caffeine. So have a little bit of cardamom powder. You can have, cinnamon and ginger are very good, very settling and grounding. Almond milk, if you could either make your own or buy it, absolutely wonderful. And try to get out in the sun if you are in a warmer climate. Some of you might be going for a business meeting if you're traveling for business, so you're not going to be able to be out in the sun. But the heat is very calming to Vata dosha. And the D3 will give you energy. So you're going to get this really boost of energy. So if you get to your destination and you have 20 minutes, or if you're waiting for your car rental and you're able to sit outside, I send my husband inside to go and get the car, and then I just bake in the sun if I am in a warmer climate, and soak up that vitamin D. So that's really important. And if you're unable to sleep, if you are switching time zones, or if you do get revved up, then definitely take some melatonin. And you can take something called Deep Rest. I don't have the company's name offhand, but I will show you, that if you go to my blog, you will get all the text written down. But Deep Rest, and you could also take, Dr. Mercola has one. It's supposed to be refrigerated, but it's because it's liquid, you put it under the tongue, and it can actually, I'll actually put it a little closer, and you can, I like it, and because you put it under the tongue, you'll actually you don't have to wait as long for the other melatonin to take effect. This will take effect more quickly than other melatonin, but any type of melatonin would work, but I would have that in conjunction with Blissful Sleep by Maharishi Ayurveda products. They're on my website, www.yourayurvedaconsultant.com, which is also at the beginning and the ending of this video. If you're in a hot climate, you can also use a rose water spray to cool you down, because you might be overheated. But in terms of sleep and calming, you want to take the Blissful Sleep. There's also worry-free tablets, which I've showed you before, stress-free mind. And these are things that if you take on a regular basis, it'll help you to sleep. What you want to take is Herbal Digest. That's really good. Your digestion slows down when Vata is high. You can get an irregular digestion. You might even get constipated, so you can use Digest Tone. Take about 2 or 3 before bed if the constipation is severe. If you tend to have loose stools, you may not have so much a problem with constipation when you're traveling, or any type of elimination, but a lot of people do. And if you, especially on longer trips or when it's more overseas, you can also take these ground psyllium and flax seeds. And these are things that you can actually just take with you. And then some balancing teas would be the slumber time tea before bed. Take that. And then worry-free tea. Just drink that. And so these are just some tips. Whoa, I got knocking everything over here. So these are just some tips for, the teas and things like that. And when you're eating, eat healthy. Lots of well-cooked vegetables. I've always told you in terms of Ayurvedic diet to reduce the raw foods, particularly in, the winter time. And so in the summer, you can have more fresh fruits. The body can easily digest it and all, but that's fine. But when you're traveling, don't have like raw apples. Have more like bananas and melon and cherries, and maybe even some oranges. You could have fresh squeezed orange juice. Have things that are vata. You want actually a vata pacifying diet. So when you go for lunch and dinner, have well-cooked, nourishing vegetables. Make sure you get your spices in there, just for digestion, a little bit of pepper and maybe ginger. And make sure you're getting some protein, but also some carbohydrates. There tends to be more walking or movement. You've got to go through the airport, you've got your luggage. And so you're actually a little bit of physical activity, even if you're not working out. So you may need to have more carbs. The other thing is do your meditation and your exercise. Sometimes people feel like they're going to cut those things out because they're on vacation and they just want to let go and they don't want to have the responsibility. But if you can do it even half of the time, especially, I actually recommend your transcendental meditation if you are doing that particular technique. I recommend that twice a day, even during your travels, because you're going to enjoy your vacation more. You don't want to be grumpy. You don't want to be irritable. And if you're dehydrated and you're not eating well and you're not sleeping well and you don't take these precautions, then you're going to be miserable and you're going to be dragging yourself around on your vacation. And it depends on, upon what vacation is. If you're just going to see family, then you might have access more to a kitchen and, more sleeping more and not having to worry so much. If you're going on a beach vacation, you'll probably have more, rest and relaxation as well. But if you're going in a car or you're going to be going on a trip like we did in Ireland, we were just up, early and out and really wanting to get to see as much as we can, maximize the time. I still made sure that the first few days, I actually didn't load my schedule with so much activity, just so I could catch up, get over the jet lag. And it was so smooth. I got so much rest the first few days that then when we started to travel, you know, in the car, which, you know, more hours in the car driving, we stayed in Dublin for a few days and got some rest. And then, you know, we started to travel, you know, across the country. And I, you know, I felt great. I felt really rested rather than when you just come and you're just trying to maximize it. This is how we kind of destroy our health. It's just all these little things that build up on one another. So just like I've always said in all of my, you know, videos about rest and how important it is, it's vitally important when you're traveling, and you will enjoy the time so much more. And if you do get a little bit irritable, take some stress-free mind or stress-free emotions or worry-free tablets. You know, they're all excellent. Everyone has their preference based upon what, you know, you've already taken, and just really make sure that you're um, checking in with yourself from time to time to make sure that you're feeling good and you're getting the rest that you need, and then not overdoing the caffeine. You don't want to start suddenly to reduce your caffeine, because then you'll get grumpy because you're kind of like going off of the caffeine, which you don't want to do. Have the same amount of caffeine that you normally do. I wouldn't just do any in excess. Now, if you're traveling in a car, like I said, you're going to be able to take more with you, more food and more drink, and so it'll be easier to pack things in the hotter weather. It's obviously, you know, more difficult, but you know, because then you have to have ice and preserve everything, but at least you can take more with you, and then just stop more and stretch. And even on the plane, you're going to want to be stretching and moving. It's really really important. um, and so I think, you know, I've covered most of the points for you. I will kind of look at this afterward and see if I've missed anything, as I put these, I put the YouTube videos on my blog, and I also have, you know, the transcripts, so you can always have access to it. So if you did miss this segment and you would like a transcript, you can just email me at Laurina, Laurina, at Ayurveda consultant.com. It'll also be up on the screen at the end of the video. And so I wish you safe travels wherever you go, but it's very important to stay healthy when you travel and not get exhausted, and so that when you come back, you don't feel like you need a vacation from the vacation, as you know, is a very common thing that people say. So thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions about needing any travel tips, anything that you think I haven't covered, then feel free to just email me. All right. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.